Dr. Faustus on analysis. Christopher Marlowe lived a short but quite contentious life. Little we know about it, but enough to sketch a profile of a true rebellious or at least defiant young man. Some sources refer that he could have become a clergyman but refused to, that he may have killed someone, and that he was a homosexual. Accusations that he can't deny or confirm. But let's check his work. Funnily enough, the main setting of the play is Wittenberg, a medieval town in Germany, which gained its fame from the utterly relevant event that took place there in 1517 when Martin Luther's 95 theses were nailed to the door of All Saints' Church, right there in Wittenberg. That is the exact place where Protestant Reformation was born. It makes me think of the setting as a place of special significance for the English and Protestant playwright, although it has been said, as an additional accusation, that he was an atheist. Now, let's move into the play and see what we find. In the first scene of Act 1, which is where I will focus my analysis, a choir receives us, providing an introduction. He was a great scholar, excelling all. We meet him and he tells us that he wants to command all things that move. Wow, isn't that a bit pretentious, Doctor? Let's see what other doctor 400 years later has to say about people like him. Well, this is a clear case of narcissism. Let's see how a narcissistic person behaves. They have an exaggerated sense of self-importance. They have a sense of entitlement and require constant, excessive admiration. They expect to be recognized as superior. They exaggerate achievements and talents. They are preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, and beauty. They believe they are superior and can only associate with equally special people. They behave in an arrogant, haughty, and pretentious manner. They insist on having the best of everything. But aren't we all a bit narcissistic? I feel that the characters' psychological features are interjected in my mind and ring some bells. I don't mean to analyze myself in front of an audience, but let's simply say that success pleases me well. No, I'm not talking of richness or woods, because success for me is a much different thing. It has to do with being good at what I do and get a recognition for that. We all need ego boosters, after all. But let's leave me alone and go back to Faustus. Why do you dream of having control over the whole world, Faustus, or as you prefer to put it, all things that move between the quiet poles? You want them at your command. How can your ambition be so extraordinarily excessive? Where do you live? Do you happen to be an inhabitant of the prosperous, expansive collection of kingdoms and empires of Europe and Great Britain? Those who have recently sent sailors across the 7 seas only to grab territories here and there, calling themselves the new lords of the lands, getting rid of the original dwellers through cruel or crueler means? At any price, the commanders, at whatever cost, more powerful than the rest. I can spot you, Faustus. You might as well be one of those kings, always hungry for more, with a limitless ambition that won't let you think right. That pathological ambition that has pushed you to sign that deed. See? I've spotted you. To pass the ocean with a band of men, you say, a bloody conqueror who, having all the privileges, still wanted more. More richness, more power, more recognition, greater empires. But wait a minute, because not everything's so simple and straight within your mind. In fact, during the first act, we do find two moments of uncertainty. And this is where an inner struggle between right and wrong comes on stage. This is another thing that I feel identified with. Oftentimes, I find myself struggling among light and darkness. I will not reveal who the winner usually is, though. A good angel and a bad angel appear to advise you, Faustus, before you make the big move. They provide reasons for and against the agreement. You hesitate. You are human after all. You have been raised in a society with moral codes, like every one of us. But your ego has troubles with following your superego's orders and limitations. Soon after this, Mephistopheles pays you a second visit, ready to make business this time. But unexpectedly, your blood doesn't seem to cooperate. A new momentary lapse of uncertainty. What might the saying of my blood portend? Is it unwilling I should write this bill? Why streams it not? You ask yourself. But finally, evil prevails, and your blood is on the paper. I have found so many interesting aspects only in the first act that I decided to narrow down the focus on it alone. I have left some analysis out of it because it seemed too assorted, and my idea was to emphasize on those aspects that had to do with power and psyche. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation and my thoughts. My ego will thank you for that.